Hey everyone, got a wee video here for you today. We build for DZ put together here. So first of all, we're using the survivalist specialization just because of the medkit and also the firewall, sorry, the fire grenade. The medkit will apply to all allies within 20 meters when applied. So as you will find out when you're grouped up, it's kind of more of a support build here. So the reason why I went for this is just to give myself a bit more survivability, also to be able to have the exotic pistol in use of the Regulus here. So as you can see with the Regulus, it is maxed out at expertise 12. So your numbers may vary depending on your expertise level. Now, bearing in mind your expertise will only count for when you're in the actual dark zone and not in conflict play. Conflict play does remove all expertise from all players to make it a more level playing field. So we went with the pistol here, still got the original headshot damage on there. Reload time is at 1.5 seconds, so it's pretty quick. And if you don't know the talent is Regicide. So headshot kills create a 5-meter explosion, dealing 400% weapon damage and applying bleed to all enemies hit within that radius. Um, the thing's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. There's various different builds you can use for PvE and for PvP as well. I've found generally having tank builds and stuff that I've tested with hazard protection, armor regen, and stuff like that, they're only as good as the damage that you can produce. And obviously, from there, if you've not got a lot of damage within these builds and stuff like that, you can find it quite difficult sometimes to kill a player, especially if you come across these really tanky players that have kind of just a full blue build and not a red attribute within the build at all. Now, obviously, the bleed won't apply to people that are hazard protected. Really, you're just looking for that explosives damage because a lot of people do not have explosive resistance on the build. It's just something that people do not spec into. Obviously, if you have got a group of players, as you'll know from in Dark Zone, especially in DD South, you'll probably see that a lot of players kind of tend to go to the right and go into the stairs to take as much cover as possible and try and keep their manhunt going if that's something they've managed to accomplish. Now, from that, I'm using for backup here is a shield splinterer. You can get this from the cache within the base of operations after you defeat all the hunters within um, Washington DC. You get 8 ivory keys, and that will enable you to open the box to ascertain this weapon. When you actually get this weapon, you will be able to get it from Cafe Mendoza on a weekly basis. There will be various different roles that will come with that as well. So as you can see, I've got mine maxed out with 15 assault rifle damage, 21 health damage, and 10% damage to target out of cover, and it does come with perfect optimist. So weapon damage is increased by 4% for every 10% ammo missing from the magazine. Now this has had a buff since Project Resolve, so it has had an increased magazine size up to 60 with the extended mag in there. So I can show you here. So the extended mag gives you an extra 20 rounds. It used to be 50 and they have increased the RPM as well up to 900. So it is a very, very good weapon now. As you can see, I have a critical hit damage mod here and also a critical hit damage mod on the muzzle. So moving forward from that, we have the M870 Express. Max shotgun damage of 15%, 12% damage to armour, and 10% damage to target out of cover. Obviously from there I've just put the normal Optimus talent on here as well. It just seems to be quite fitting for the shotguns that I've found. By the time you get to the last bullet, you've got that extra damage from Optimus that is maximum for the last bullet in the magazine. Moving to the build, we do have the named Douglas and Harden Master Punch Drunk. You can get this from various different places. Generally, Countdown would be your best bet for farming and stuff like that because you can select the targeted loot that you want to look for within that, and it's only a 15-minute run at the maximum if you're managing to extract there as well. And then the hunters at the end tend to drop a lot of named items as well, so it kind of increases your chances for named item pieces. So this does come with 20% headshot damage. I've actually had mine with critical hit chance at the bottom, and I've rolled the blue core attribute here, as you can see, of 170,000 armour. I have added on the 12% critical hit damage as well. To marry up with this, I've went for the the normal go-to within Dark Zone, which is Perfect Adrenaline Rush. So with this, the one that I've got here that I've managed to roll to a blue has got headshot damage, crit hit chance, and I've put a critical hit damage mod on there. So whenever you're within 10 metres of an enemy, you gain 23% bonus armour for 5 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. The cooldown is every 5 seconds. It's a very, very good talent. It gives you a lot of more survivability, especially if you're being pushed from more than one player at a time. And to marry up with this, I've went with the Unbreakable Chest Piece from Baruz. The reason why I've went with this is, as you can see from the brand set bonus, we have got 10% skill haste and 1 skill tier because we are using the 2-piece here. This is just critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and critical hit damage mod with Unbreakable. Now in PvP, it doesn't repair 95% of your armour. In PvP, it only repairs 50%, as you can see. And the cooldown is every 60 seconds. It is very, very handy. It just really depends on what your style of gameplay is and what suits you best. I like to kind of run and gun and get in people's faces and stuff like that as well, so having that Unbreakable just as a wee 50% extra armour to come back after your armour breaks is really handy as well. You can pop that med kit from Survivalist, and it does apply the medical kit over 5 seconds, along with the Unbreakables, just a wee bit extra more survivability. We have got the Grupo Sombra gloves here, expertise at 19, and we have got critical hit chance and critical hit damage on there with max weapon damage. We are using the named Baruz Picaro's holster, just because it does give you the blue core attribute as well as the red core attribute as well. So obviously I've only got the 5 blues on here at the present moment in time in the build. I don't have any Grupo gloves that come with a blue core attribute. And we are using the Seska Varoba knee pads here, just for the fact I'm looking to make sure that I've got as maximum critical hit chance as possible in all my weapons. And we are using the Bulwark Shield, skill tier 6, because we have got the extra skill tier from the 2 set bonus of Baruz with the 5 blue core attributes, which accumulates to skill tier 6 shield. So on the shield here we do have the shield health, wholesome regeneration, and shield health again, and then we are using the EMP sticky bomb. So the EMP sticky bomb for myself is really good at staggering agents in order for them to be not being able to shoot you whilst you've been able to apply shots to them. Moving forward from that, going to the stats here. For the shield splinter, we're sitting with 56 crit chance, 142% crit damage, 105% headshot damage, 21 health damage, and 27 meter range for this, with a 2.1 reload speed there as well. Moving forward from that, we do have the M870 Express with 56 crit chance, 137 crit damage, 12% armor damage, 95% headshot damage with a 14 meter range, 40% reload speed bonus, which is handy for the shotguns because they are quite difficult to reload in a quick succession compared to other weapons in the game, but they do hit very, very hard in PvP. And moving on to the Regulus, which the build was made around, so we do have 56 crit chance, 132% critical hit damage with 160% headshot damage with an 18 meter range, 20% reload speed bonus, 30% accuracy, and 10% stability. So for me, this is a cracking wee build, just to obviously be in Dark Zone with. It's just nice to have a lot of these builds now due to the optimization station within the base of operations. You can max out your stats and stuff like that pretty easy now. You're not having to do a lot of these farming and having a lot of builds that just look incomplete. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If there's anything you think I should improve on for the Dark Zone Regulus build. Peace out.